A Democrat fundraising platform could be laundering political donations. This is Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024.
Texas Scorecard presents the day's first news for the Lone Star State. The Texas Minute, with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.
Welcome into Tuesday. Thanks for spending part of it here with the Texas Minute. Governor Greg Abbott is hammering members of the Texas House for violating the state's constitutional separation of powers in their effort to block the execution of a convicted child murderer. We'll get to that story coming up. A group of 134 individuals was detained in Maverick County this weekend after illegally crossing the border, with 7 of them identified as having come from Iran and Angola, resulting in their classification as special interest aliens. Special interest aliens are individuals considered by the Department of Homeland Security to potentially pose a national security risk based on their country of origin or travel routes. With Mexico refusing to adhere to the terms of a 1944 treaty, Texas Agriculture Commissioner Sid Miller has signed an executive order allowing farmers and ranchers to use water from the Rio Grande. Miller's order states that agricultural producers and irrigation districts will have immediate access to water from the Rio Grande, as water is critical to those industries. Under the 1944 treaty, Mexico is to deliver 350,000 acre-feet of water to the Rio Grande Valley, while the U.S. is to deliver 1.5 million acre-feet of water to Mexico from the Colorado River. When Mexico began to fall behind on delivering the agreed amount of water in 2020, farmers and ranchers along the river began to notice the effects. According to Miller, Mexico's reservoirs have been overflowing, with the excess water running into the Gulf of Mexico unutilized, even as the nation hasn't been fulfilling its obligations. According to Attorney General Ken Paxton, foreign actors can dump donations using ActBlue into American politics with, quote, trivial ease. ActBlue, of course, is a Democrat fundraising platform. You might recall that in the summer of 2023, the O'Keefe Media Group released a report suggesting that donations made on the ActBlue platform were being misattributed to random straw men. In one instance, an elderly woman denied that she had donated $18,000 to the Biden campaign, as records suggested. Another man, who those same records listed as making hundreds of donations to ActBlue, was found to be unemployed. The Attorney General's office opened its investigation in December 2023 and found that donations were being made with false identities, quote, through untraceable payment methods. Paxton's office is now petitioning the Federal Elections Commission to implement regulations to close fundraising loopholes found during the investigation. Left unchecked, Paxton's office says the activities uncovered during his investigation amount to an attack on American election integrity. The Texas Minute will be right back.
Do you feel increasingly isolated? Like the world has gone insane and you are part of one small, clear-headed remnant? Let me be the first to tell you, you're not alone. I'm Sarah Gonzalez, and on my new show, Come and Take It, I'm going to call out the crazy so you can be empowered to change Texas and the nation. Overcome the schemes of the left designed to keep Texans paralyzed and silent. Watch or listen to Come and Take It today.
Governor Greg Abbott says members of the Texas House have stepped out of line in their efforts to block the execution of a convicted child murderer. Now, let's start with some background. Robert Robertson was convicted in 2002 of killing his 2-year-old daughter, Nikki. He was scheduled for execution last Thursday after exhausting all appeals. Robertson's legal bids to delay the execution were rejected by the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals, the Board of Pardons and Paroles, and the U.S. Supreme Court. Yet a group of 54 Democrat and 32 Republican House lawmakers have sought to stop the execution. Many of those lawmakers are simply opposed to the death penalty regardless of the merits of any particular case. So, in a last-minute effort to save Robertson, the House Criminal Jurisprudence Committee members, led by Democrat State Representative Joe Moody, subpoenaed Robertson to testify before his committee. While a Travis County judge supported the subpoena just hours before Robertson's scheduled execution and issued a temporary restraining order, the Court of Criminal Appeals, the highest court on criminal matters in Texas, quickly struck it down. Republican Jeff Leach of Allen, who's a member of the committee, then filed a petition with the Texas Supreme Court. The state's highest civil court sided with Leach on Friday and put the execution on hold. Governor Abbott's general counsel is now reminding the Texas Supreme Court that only the governor has the sole authority under the state constitution to offer a one-time 30-day reprieve unless the Board of Pardons and Paroles recommends otherwise. As such, the governor's lawyer says the House committee is violating the Constitution's separation of powers clause. You can find the details of all the stories mentioned today and keep up with the latest news by visiting TexasScorecard.com. This edition of the Texas Minute was produced by Nick Shepard and based on the original reporting of Will Biagini, Addie Hovland, Daniel Greer, and Brandon Waltons. I look forward to seeing you out around the Lone Star State. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to the first news of the day for the Lone Star State. This has been the Texas Minute with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.